Brett, just taste it.
This is like a long marriage. I just need to be like, honey, it's great. You look great.
Yes, you got it. Oh, the lid's already off. Hi everyone, I'm Claire. We are here in the BA Test Kitchen, and today I am making Gourmet Ferrero Rocher, which is arguably already a gourmet snack. This was really, I think, kind of like a fan favorite and was requested a lot, so we're going to try it today. I was aware of Ferrero Rocher because of the commercials, but I never really ate them much as a kid growing up. So this says that Rocher chocolates are a tempting combination of luscious, creamy, chocolatey filling surrounding a whole hazelnut within a delicate, crisp wafer, all enveloped in milk chocolate and finely chopped hazelnuts. I think hazelnut is kind of like a sophisticated flavor. Whether or not it's actually fancy, it's certainly marketed to be thought of as like a fancy treat. If you're like trying to buy a gift for someone at the drugstore, this is your best option to look fancy.
In Argentina, the commercial in Spanish is
Wait, Gabby, come on in.
Oh my God. The commercial was like, at the ambassadors' parties, we always get Ferrero Rocher.
Does that seem
24-pack is like $16.
Wow.
Wow.
I had a viewer recently reach out to me to say that she was like rather upset about like the beginning of every show having this abundance of this like packaged product and thinking that it goes to waste, but but it always gets eaten, I just want to say. And I'm sure that these will all be eaten probably in record time.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to try to open this really impressive large box of fine hazelnut chocolates. Yes. It sort of has like a Nutella-y smell. You get hazelnut and chocolate for sure. It's covered in actually pretty uniform chopped up pieces of hazelnut. It looks like the hazelnuts are somehow stuck to the candy first and then it's maybe dipped. It's like a 3 centimeter diameter. So it's one hazelnut and then it's suspended in this gooey ganache Nutella-y paste. And then that's inside 2 hemispheres of wafer. Well, so actually Christina Che told me this. She was like, there is one proper way to eat a Ferrero Rocher, and that is to like nibble off the chocolate hazelnut coating, break apart the 2 spheres, like there's a natural seam, and then split it in half and then eat it. It tastes great. I love the mix of textures and flavors. The hazelnuts give it sort of a slight savory quality, and then the sweet milk chocolate, and you have all these different textures, like the wafer is kind of light and airy. So the wafer is a hollow sphere. It looks like it's sealed together by chocolate, so I can try to make the wafers in the molds, fill them in the molds, stick them together, and then coat them. Christina, Delaney, do you have thoughts about Ferrero Rocher?
Alice has never had one.
Oh, wow, okay.
This is my favorite candy of all time.
Really?
Did you eat it the way that we talked about?
I tried.
There's no real benefit to doing this. I think like my mom was very controlling about how much candy I was allowed to eat as a kid. So I thought
So you had to
that
really
eating
like
it this
savor
way
it
would like make it last longer.
For it to be a Ferrero Rocher, what does it have to have?
The uniform, paper thin, crisp, perfectly spherical wafer.
Okay. I'm not really worried about any other part besides the wafer. Because like I know how to make basically Nutella.
Yeah.
It's
So you
just
can make your own.
Yeah, I think like we have the capability to do that. That's not that hard.
The wafers are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like how, like a double orb.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
How do you make a round wafer?
Carla, I don't even know.
It's gonna be easy.
I think if I can get the wafer, then the rest of it will be like relatively straightforward. I don't really want to mess with the flavor overall. I mean, it is what it is, chocolate and hazelnut, but I just want to use really nice chocolate, toast some hazelnuts, and then I think overall the improvement will be in just those details. So my favorite part now, reading the ingredients: milk chocolate, parentheses, sugar, cocoa butter, skim milk powder, butter oil, all one word, lecithin of vanillin, an artificial flavor, hazelnuts, sugar, palm oil, wheat flour, whey, low-fat cocoa powder, lecithin, sodium bicarbonate, salt, vanillin, an artificial flavor. Butter oil is, at least what Wikipedia said, is that it's clarified butter. So the palm oil, that's what's inside that filling, that's keeping it really soft. But I want to see if I can avoid that. And now I want to go over to the computer and see if I can find a little bit more about how they're made. Oh wait, this is what, Gabby, this is what you're talking about.
The ambassador's receptions are noted in society. That captivates his guests. Ferrero Rocher, a sign of good taste.
So apparently, Rocher does mean rock or boulder in French, but it was specifically named after.
The guy.
No, well, his name, the family name is Ferrero, but it is believed he named them Rocher after a grotto in the Roman Catholic shrine of Lourdes. So apparently, he was a devout Catholic and the founder of Nutella. So it's not wrong to say that the filling is Nutella-like, and possibly is Nutella. This is the first line of every Wikipedia page. The production process is secretive. I think the search is mostly just making me realize how impossible the wafer is going to be. What I really should be doing is probably looking for molds online. That seems right-ish. Maybe we can order it. I'm going to revisit that Kit Kat wafer that I did before. I want you to know that I can accept zero criticism right now.
Oh, it's perfect. You nailed it, Claire.
Maybe I can bake them flat, take them out before they're fully set, and kind of press them into those half spheres. Okay, the main components are the toasted hazelnut center, creamy filling, the wafer shell, and then the chocolate coating on the outside, which it's like soft, so my plan is just to basically use melted milk chocolate and chopped hazelnuts on the outside. So nothing is going to be too difficult except for that wafer shell. So I have some blanched whole hazelnuts here, and I want to toast those. And then later this afternoon, I want to kind of focus on maybe that like creamy hazelnut chocolate filling. Basically, before I do anything, I have to toast a bunch of hazelnuts. I'll come back and check in 20 minutes. Yeah, these are looking good. While I wait for this to cool, I want to just take another look at the filling in Ferrero Rocher. It does look pretty much exactly like Nutella. Confirmed. That is Nutella. Nutella straight from the jar, Ferrero Rocher filling. It says Ferrero right there. So I'm going to make the leap and say that this is it's one and the same. But the first ingredient is sugar, which is interesting, and then palm oil. It's really like a sugar palm oil spread with hazelnuts and cocoa. I feel like I can make this, or a version of it. We just did it non-scientific side by side, and the filling, considering it's the same company, Nutella is the filling.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I really learned a lot today. So let me go through and pick the nicest looking hazelnuts and reserve 30 or so to be the centers. I'll start chopping some to use for the coating. I'm going to chop them in batches by hand and then sift them so that I'm getting like uniform pieces. Okay, so I finally chopped and then re-chopped and then re-chopped again and then again all of the hazelnut bits. I think actually it looks really good. I have the like hazelnut dust that I sifted out, so I'm going to put this into the blender and then start to make that filling. Do you have any agave? Any light agave?
Gabby's been hanging out with Marie Kondo too much.
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
Where'd everything go?
yeah, I think she might have just thrown it all away.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
Problem solved. Thank you. So I'm going to start with 2 ounces agave, vanilla extract, and I'm going to add a lot of salt. Hazelnut oil, cocoa. Obviously, it needs to be smoother than this. So now I can add a little bit more agave, and that liquid will help to smooth it out. Okay, so it's separated. I had the mixture in the Vitamix for so long, and I can feel the sides. It's getting really hot. So now, and very unfortunately, have like all of this separated hazelnut oil from the solids. I don't think it's going to come back together. I'm going to start over. Sucks. I'm going to try to find a use for this. I will, because I don't want to waste. Those are like really nice hazelnuts, and I certainly don't want that to go to waste. I didn't say I was going to nail it on the first try, because like I know how to make basically Nutella.
Yeah.
Like we have the capability to do that. That's not that hard. I'm so bummed about this. It sucks. Maybe it's actually better to start it in the food processor, because that is better at grinding up like everything more evenly and also not letting it get too hot. It's pretty greasy. This mixture is cool, so temperature isn't what caused this to split. You know, as soon as I added that agave, that's sort of what triggered it. Maybe the liquid sweetener is not helping. I'm just gonna fold it into brownie batter, I think. It's gonna taste great. So we took a 5-minute break, and I read a blog post about the do's and don'ts of nut butter making, and it was like, do not use a high-powered blender and do not add liquids. I was doing everything wrong, so I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm going to granulated sugar, because actually the crystals in the sugar, that's an abrasive, and it will help create that nut butter faster. I'm going to try doing melted chocolate in it rather than cocoa powder. All right, let's see what this looks like. It's very fluid, which is great because I know it'll tighten up as it sits. It's a pronounced bitterness from the chocolate, but I like it. And I think initially what you get is a little hit of sweetness and then like all these other flavors happening. So I think the only thing left to do for now, at least, is to get it into an airtight container and just let it sit. You have to sort of evaluate how it sets up. And Monday will really be about the wafer, and that's going to be a really big challenge. Hopefully that Kit Kat recipe will help me a little bit and be a good jumping off point. And we're just going to wait and see. Hi everyone, it's Monday. I had the weekend to think about Ferrero Rocher, which I did not do at all, even a little bit, but I did make brownies, so they taste great. This is a good salvage effort for the ingredients that I kind of screwed up on Friday. Here's the recipe. Screw up 2 batches of Nutella. Actually, basically follow BA's Best cocoa brownie. I'm gonna put these over there, and then people can kind of nibble on them throughout the day, and then actually it's time to get to work. All right, so this is still pretty loose. I actually am surprised that it hasn't set up more. So one thing that I could do is, rather than adding more chocolate, I'm gonna add cocoa, so I'll leave the sweetness the same. I think it's great. I'll pivot to the wafer. These molds came from a professional pastry place in New York. It's a 1-inch diameter, so just the right size, I think, for the shell of the Ferrero Rocher that's without the coating. But basically what my idea is, I'm using the same recipe that I used for Kit Kat wafer, but swapping in just a small amount of cocoa. If I can find that particular iron that we use to make the wafer for Kit Kat, cook tiny little dollops of batter, take them out, press the circle into this mold while it's still pliable, and then bake them again. Do I think this is gonna work? Probably not. I don't really think it's gonna work. But it might work, you never know. This is like where appliances go to die. Okay, I think it was white and plastic.
There it is.
Oh yeah, the Cucina Pro. You found it? Yay. Thank you. It's such a piece of crap, this thing. Sort of had a feeling it was gone forever. Look what's making a reappearance. Do you remember this?
Oh,
From Kit Kat? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever pronounced this candy correctly. I just call them New Rochelle balls.
New Rochelle?
New Rochelle
Like
balls.
New Rochelle, New York.
What are they called?
Ferrero
Ferrero.
Rocher.
Rocher.
Yeah, there you go. Do you want to watch this part?
Yeah, this is going to be great.
Okay, so here's my idea. Dab little tiny discs of batter, and then to trim it,
and then push them in hot.
and then press them in hot,
Oh, you got to work fast.
and then bake them again.
You got to earn your paycheck today, Claire.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get the door for you. I think that's good. Oh,
See?
not bad, Claire. Too small. Oh, but it moves well. Claire.
Yeah,
That worked
it
so
did.
much
It
better than
did.
I thought it would.
Lift her up. Oh, see, this one, too much. Too cooked.
Oh,
Here's the problem that I was
Creasing?
sure I was going to have. Yeah, like, it kind of worked, but I do have that places where it overlapped.
you'd have to figure out, oh, no, this is above my pay grade.
No, help me. Help me.
You'd have to make some kind of, like a bigger circle, right? And make like a relief slip or two.
What?
Like a relief cut, so you can not have creases.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like if you made a bigger circle and had like slits cut in it, so you can like it can move.
Oh God. I want to try baking it to see if the texture dries out and crisps up. They feel pretty dry. I think one of the problems I'm definitely having is that they're actually not taking the exact shape of the mold, so I have to do a better job of pressing them in. And the edge has to be very smooth so that I can fuse it with the edge of its mate. So what I might have to do is make them a little bit larger, trim them a little bit. They're also just extremely thin. Thicker, bigger, more pressing, but overall I think a really good start. Brad, I want to increase the space between the plates to make it a little bit thicker.
You can probably use aluminum foil.
I'm not totally following.
If I was you,
Uh-huh.
I would try to put maybe a little aluminum foil spacing.
Let's try it. That looks pretty good, right?
Close enough, yeah. Something there.
All right, ready?
Oh, it's thicker.
This is not really working because it's thicker. It's harder to work it into the
It's
mold.
a little too cakey now.
The problem is all of the folds.
You
I
gotta
might
cut
have to do what
relief
you did.
slits.
Yeah.
Relief slits.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be a real
Do you
pain in the ass.
think one slit is enough?
No.
How many? 3?
4.
No. Yeah, that one looks really good. Okay, let's get them in the oven and see. Here are those two hemispheres. I haven't trimmed the edges, which I think I need to do. All right, that is looking pretty decent. So I'm gonna taste this one that didn't come out so well. I just wanna see. I think it's really good. Making it a little bit thicker like that really does a lot. I kind of want to do a test with just these two halves and the filling and some chocolate and just see if how the overall effect is.
Hi, Claire.
Hi. Okay, now I'm going to work on the filling and then...
Looks so great, though.
Right?
That's like a perfect sphere.
This is the perfect size for the original.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Oh, I think we'll be okay.
Oh, that's great.
I'm basically going to fill both of them partially, like almost to the top, and then just kind of like dangle the hazelnut on top. This is my hazelnut chocolate mixture. Oh my God, you guys, it's set up so much with the cocoa. So this is like a good texture actually for filling.
Are you going to fuse them together
with chocolate?
Chocolate?
I need like a tiny paintbrush. I'm going to like tiny paint the chocolate around the edge and then put them together and then dip them.
I'm sure we have one upstairs.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Christina. All right, I'm so happy that Christina, the biggest fan of Ferrero Rocher I know, approves. I'm going to start to fill. So let me put that in a piping bag. I'm going to stick this in the freezer just while I melt some milk chocolate. Were these the wrong halves? Did I feed Christina the wrong? Oh, it's because of the hazelnut. Damn. So because the hazelnut isn't able to poke into the frozen half of the filling, the two sides aren't meeting. So I'm just kind of boring out a little space. All right, now I'm just going to paint around and fill in any gaps. Fingers crossed. It's looking pretty good. And I'm going to put it into the fridge just so that chocolate hardens right away. And then I'll check back on it soon. Okay, so here's the sample. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It's almost done. This is everything but the chocolate shell on the outside and the hazelnuts. This is the best I've ever done. This is really good. Ooh, it's delicious. The wafer is surprisingly like spot on. That was a really useful test because now I know what I'm gonna do. So the halves with the hazelnut I'm gonna freeze. Then put the hazelnut side that's frozen on top. And the hazelnut will be able to push into the filling on the other side, which is room temp. If that makes sense. Today, I'm just going to try to make as many shells as possible so that if it takes a third day, all I have to do is assemble. But hold on, what are the sizes? Perfect. Go back.
It comes with 4x4 and 6x6.
Oh, okay. We're looking on the internet for some foil wrappers and maybe even little paper cups for the homemade version. That's pretty good, right? Yeah. So I have enough shells to make 20 New Rochelle balls. What I want to do now is, I think, take a little bit of time to trim them and just make sure there's no like rough, jagged, or sharp edges in any of them. You can see we're starting to get some mood lighting in the background from the sunset. I'm going to put them back in the oven to really let them dry out at a lower temperature. And I think I'm actually going to do it out of the molds because I want them to be fully exposed to the air. So that's going to be the last step for today. And then once they're out of the oven, I'll put them back in their wells in the mold just for safekeeping. And then I'm just going to wrap them with some plastic. And then I think we're on track for a 3-day finish. I'm feeling really good. I'm excited to just move into the assembly stage. All we really have left to do is fill, seal, coat, and wrap. I'm going to put these in the fridge. So here they are, they've all set completely. And I'm gonna just start dipping them one by one. I'm gonna use, I have an idea. Okay, so this will be my dipping fork. I'll try to bend it back and just stick it back like nothing happened. So the fork works well to help get rid of that excess. And now into the bowl. This is coated, ready to transfer it to my rack. Oh my God. Well, let's see relative size. It's a little bit bigger overall, but still very, very close. So far so good. So I'm just gonna keep going. can't tell because doesn't look like I'm having that much fun, but this is the most fun I've had on one of these shows in a long time. Okay, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I have 14. I'm happy with how these look. They're all coated and ready to go back into the fridge to finish setting. And then we're just on to that final phase of final coating of chocolate on the outside. Nice, okay. We're definitely set, which is great. So now I need to go from here to here. And that just involves a final layer of chocolate, but a very, very thin layer, just to give a little bit of coverage to the nuts. So my process for this is basically to just use a dab of chocolate in my palm and to gently rub the chocolate all over. There it is. I think it looks great. I'm thrilled. I'm just worried that the final thing, like how it eats, but I feel great.
Whoa, New Rochelle balls.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call them.
Ooh.
What?
I'm seeing maybe a little bit of a high nut ratio. It's starting to look like a caramel apple.
That was not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna be like, they look amazing and perfect,
Claire,
and you
you
did such a
nailed
good
it.
job.
Thank
Whatever, it looks close enough. No one said
It's
it
not
has to
bad.
be
You
exact.
were doing a
not
great
bad.
job. No.
I'm gonna put them in the fridge and then, but only maybe 10 minutes.
They do look great, Claire.
Thank you. I'm very happy with them.
But look, I mean, come on, this has a little too much nuts on it.
No, Brad. No, Brad's pretty quick with the criticism. He was just like, too many nuts. I don't have to exactly replicate it. I have to make a version that's better. So, thanks a lot, Brad. I don't know what he's talking about. They look great. Okay, I mean, they're basically set, but I just want to, 5 minutes to cool down, and then then we have to wrap them. That's going to be fun. They've been sitting at room temperature for a little while, and now they're ready to go. I want them to be room temperature because I want to make sure that the filling inside is nice and smooth and creamy. I want to taste it just to make sure everything came together the way I wanted it to. Oh my God, it's so good. Look at it. This is the best thing I've ever made. It's so good. So there's the chocolate coating, there's the wafer, and then there's the creamy hazelnut filling and nut in the center. I think it eats very, very close to the original. It is much more hazelnutty in flavor, and that's because of all the places where we toasted it. It is, overall, I think, a lot more flavorful than the original. I'm just going to eat the other half. It's really good. I really wish you guys could try it. Okay, I have 13 left, so I'm going to be able to put them in the 12-pack. Now for the fun part, which is like the craft portion. What's up, Michaels? They know me there. This is definitely the best way to spend my time.
Wow. New Rochelle balls.
It's just really fun. I just love this kind of stuff. I've never been so proud of myself. Brad.
Well, New Rochelle? Oh.
In honor of you, that's what I named
Yeah.
them. New Rochelle balls.
Even looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Wow.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
good
a
cut.
heart-shaped hazelnut.
Aw. Isn't
Cute.
that love?
So cute.
It's crunchier.
It's so hazelnutty.
So hazelnutty.
Yeah, see, the nuts on the
Because there's more
outside serve a
nuts.
purpose.
Yeah.
Because there's more nuts.
Yes, there's more nuts.
I think you did a great job.
Look at the wafer, though.
Not
No one's
far off in
focusing on the
proportions.
wafer.
I was getting there. Theirs is a little more airy, crunchy, right? But look, like your diameter seems pretty, or your thickness seems pretty damn close.
Pretty spot on.
Damn fine work, Claire.
Thank you. Wait,
did a good job,
I
huh?
seriously can't tell. Is this one? No, that's mine.
All right.
But that, but that's
yours.
You know what? The only other detail besides them, the little rings around
Brad,
on
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Okay. We haven't tried the peeling off the chocolate yet.
I really think that's the true test of how well.
Oh God. Well, now I'm a little
I
nervous.
brought my coffee. So that's what I wanted to see. Was could that sphere stay intact as you ate around the outside layer?
Mm-hmm.
It tasted delicious on its own, and I'm sure it's about to taste delicious with everything else. Claire, it is so good. The wafer is perfection.
Oh my God. Thank you.
You can hear it in my mouth. It is shattering. It stays so crisp.
It's light.
It's airy. The salt from the hazelnut Nutella thing on the inside. You really outdid yourself, Claire.
Thank you. That was the response I was looking for.
Oh, they didn't give you that?
Not really. Brad was like, let me tell you everything that's wrong with it.
This is truly unbelievable.
I've never had more fun on one of these episodes, ever.
New Rochelle balls.
They look perfect.
I'm insanely proud of these. So just keep that in mind when you taste them.
I got the hazelnut. This is so good. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Every day.
Proud of myself. Thanks, Emil.
Oh my god, the paper.
The wrapping them was fun.
I know.
I enjoyed that part the most. Ooh, your hazelnut split in half. Nice.
So good. And little salt?
Yeah, and the filling.
Yeah, awesome.
This is original. This is homemade.
Wow.
In
I
a
love
good way.
That tiny bit of chocolate on the exterior of the nut, and those nuts, like the sizing is like uniform.
Yeah.
Delightful.
Very proud of both of those things.
Yeah. No, really well done. It's good.
All right, I feel incredible. Basically never been so proud of myself. Like, love the final product. I think it's really delicious. To the residents of New Row, as they say, this episode is dedicated to you. I'm excited for the next one, so meet me back here for the next challenge. Here's how you make a gourmet Ferrero Rocher, or should I say New Rochelle ball. For the wafers, pulse 1 cup cake flour, half cup cornstarch, 2 teaspoons cocoa powder, and half teaspoon kosher salt in a food processor. Stream in 3/4 cup water, half cup cooled melted butter, and 2 teaspoons vanilla extract until smooth. Pipe 1 teaspoon of batter into center of iron. Cook for 10 seconds. Remove still soft wafer from iron and punch out a circle using a cutter. Snip 4 equal relief cuts into the circle and press firmly into 1-inch hemispherical silicone mold. Repeat several times. Bake wafers in a 350 oven until completely crisp and dry. Let wafers cool, then trim edges to make hemispheres. For the filling, process 5 ounces toasted hazelnuts, 2 teaspoons sugar, half teaspoon kosher salt, and half a scrape of vanilla bean until a nut butter forms. Scrape in 3 ounces melted chocolate mixed with 1 tablespoon toasted hazelnut oil. Process till smooth, then stir in 2 teaspoons unsweetened cocoa powder. Let mixture sit at room temperature for a couple of hours until thickened and set. To assemble, pipe hazelnut filling into shells, gently press a whole toasted hazelnut into half of the shells, then chill shells with hazelnut. Dab a generous ring of melted milk chocolate around edge of each hazelnut-free wafer, then press a chilled half with hazelnut onto chocolate to create a sphere. Seal cracks or gaps with more chocolate. Repeat with all wafers and chill till chocolate is set. Dip each sphere into more melted milk chocolate, then roll each ball in toasted hazelnuts. Repeat until all balls are dipped and coated, then chill again until set. Using gloves, roll balls between hands to coat hazelnuts in the chocolate. Let set again, then wrap in gold foil and place in mini paper cups.
Splitting hairs here.
Good enough for government work?
That's right.
No, Brad.
Jay ain't working. They've been shut down for weeks now, right?
Yeah. The longest in history.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I went to the park, bring my kid to the park the other day.
Closed?
There was a lock on it. We jumped the fence. Our first B&E, me and the kids, you know? We didn't break anything.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
I don't know. No, it wasn't a federal park. I guess it was run by the town or something.
Well, only federal stuff is shut down.
I don't know. But it was locked. I blamed it on you, Donnie.
Was it a holiday? Was it just closed on Sundays?
No. Who closes a park on a Sunday?
I don't know. That's a good question.